doing today is bringing back some of our participants, some people that have been involved with the project from the local council, as well as other invitees, experts, developers, really to kind of showcase the work, to disseminate some of our findings, but also to generate some new ideas from this kind of mix of people.
We've had an excellent day. In the audience have been planners, commissioners, architects, but most crucially people who've been involved as practitioners and older people themselves, participating in co-designing the evaluation of housing in Sheffield and beyond.
There are so many people so dedicated to this area who have been willing to come from such long distances to learn. And I think that is a really important thing, that people are wanting to learn, wanting to improve, and are remaining open-minded.
I came here to learn today in terms of how we can use the sort of findings that the Dwell project has stumbled upon through their work to kind of take on forward through our project too, because we are looking more from a global scenario in UK, France and China.
I've really enjoyed today. I think it's been really positive. We've had loads of really supportive and positive comments, and I think one of the really satisfying things is that some of the things that we're finding are chiming with many of the people in the room who are also experts and professionals in housing and dealing with older people's housing needs.
It seems to have gone down really well so far. I mean, it's been a really busy day. We've had around 100 delegates. Everyone's really gone for the afternoon activity, which is great. And I feel like it sets up a kind of culmination of the project really well, to have so many people who've been involved in one room, in one place.
Dwell has the potential to really help kickstart a debate around how we in society create better housing and built environments for an ageing population. It's not just the homes that we all live in, it's also the communities that we want to live in. And what the evidence has shown is if we get the design right and we get people to collaborate in the way we produce those buildings and the ways we live in communities, we can go a long way to achieving some of the housing needs of an ageing population.
It's good because you will have older people can have independent living. They don't have to be dependent on their families, family members, to carry on living as individuals. It's good for their dignity. It's good for their independence. So I think it's a good win-win for everybody if we have an age-friendly environment.
So everybody is kind of aware now about this whole ageing crisis, or the ageing society. I guess what I think the Dwell project does that's important is to try and look in a more positive, innovative light about some of these ageing issues, and look to how actually tackling these problems could lead us to better towns and cities, improved places, and a nicer environment for everyone, really.
Because I think it's enlightening people. I think it's making perhaps other people who are in the process of planning any schemes for retirement, that the consultation process is very important, and that they are providing for real people.
It's about designing flexible housing. So something that you can probably design now, but keep a sort of room to grow. So there has to be flexibility, and that's what we would say aging in place would be like. So you have to keep room for scenarios that would probably turn up when you turn 40, when you turn 50, when you turn 60. So life changes, problems change, and I think we have to be prepared.
And to think that people of over 60 can be just parcelled as one and given a prescriptive end-of-life dwelling place is really rather naive.
I think the situation at the moment is critical. We are having a rapidly rising population, older population in cities like Sheffield. There isn't enough housing for them. As Jeremy Porteous said in his keynote address, we're probably unfit for housing. We need to make ourselves fit for housing. So we've got to really step up and, like I said, have a step change in how we deliver housing.
The next stage of the project is to try and disseminate the report more widely than this room. We're going to be launching it online, and then hopefully to try and encourage some of the developers that are here today, councils, registered social providers, to sort of make some of these ideas come to life.
Dwell has already given us a nice perspective on the north of England, which I think our project can carry forward, and it has loads of different social implications, and I think I've learned a lot, and we're going to carry this forward, and hopefully we can look at their data, collaborate, and and the social implications, as you say, I mean, they're large, and it's not just north of England, isn't it? And we have to look at it from a more global perspective.
I've really loved listening to the personal stories of the participants in the project, highlighting their particular needs in relation to their domestic environments and also what that means in terms of how they participate in the community. I feel that they will feel completely bereft of the Dwell project once it comes to an end, because they've been so active over the last 3 years. And I know from an advisory group, we've really welcomed their involvement and thoroughly recommend this report.
I think the discussion groups have been quite good as well, quite informative and helpful in passing on information.
It was the co-design process talk, because I'm also doing some amount of research in like participatory design, and we're conducting focus groups for our Odessa project in China and France and in the UK. So it was really nice to see their approach to it, the Dwell approach to co-design.
One of the most important experience I gathered from this workshop is the fact that we had to work on scenarios, and these scenarios sort of presented real-life problems in a very playful atmosphere. So we had people, researchers and people from the community, older people from the communities and local authorities, planning, urban planners and housing designers that were all working together to solve real-life problems. I think it's a very important aspect of this workshop today.